Hi, Soul Family. This is Corey, aka Soul Traveler 77. I have a wonderful guest today
Mhm.
with me, Marantha. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good,
Gets
good.
me up at AM
Joining us.
some godly hour this morning.
There's
Good on ya.
so we won't say where you are in Australia. We'll just say you in Australia.
I'm in
Beautiful.
Australia. Yep.
All right. And so yeah, she's at a whole different time. I'm getting ready to go into bed. She just getting
Yep.
out of bed. So,
Yep.
we try
Pretty
to
much.
connect this thing as best we can. But
Yep.
today, Marantha is going to share her OBE testimonies and kind of walk us through how she got into this space,
Yep.
um, some of her experiences. We'll talk through it and kind of I'll ask questions like I always do.
Okie dokie.
Um, and then I want her to share as much of that as she wants to share, and hopefully we get
Yep.
some really good stuff out of it. I've talked to Marantha behind the scenes before,
Yep.
and she got some really great stories, and I'm super excited to have her on. So,
Thank you.
Marantha, welcome.
Thank you.
Introduce yourself and tell us how you got here.
Okay. Well, obviously my name's Marantha. I am in beautiful Australia. It's still really hot here at the moment. I'm up in the tropics, so it's a bit not quite as bad as Bali, but it gets hot enough. So, well, how it started for me is that I've come from a certain belief system, like everybody. I've been through the Catholic system. I had a grandfather was a deacon. I wasn't religious per se, so I can't really say that I went into that belief system and became that way, but my family was. I had been through the indoctrinations to do with, all the ceremonies and things like that when I was little, but it didn't make much sense to me because I was kind of
Mm,
born as a person who questions everything and goes, why? I was the why kid. I was very quiet. I'm a naturally introverted person, very quiet. So the only time that I kind of come out of my little box, if you want to call it, was to ask a question. And that generally got me in a bit of trouble. So that's kind of where I started. And then I went away from everything for a long period of time. And then I sort of floated back into other things as well that were sort of similar to that. Um, but really, for me, I think to do with out of body experience is what we're here for. Is that started for me mainly because of where I'd come from those beliefs. I was looking for more. I was looking for truth because there's a lot of things that I myself have seen, have experienced, but I wanted to know that I wasn't making it up. It wasn't just given to me by others who haven't maybe lived it and I just maybe have seen but not sure. I needed more than that. And I'm an oracle and a seer. So I see a lot of things, I experience a lot of things. And so it's not as if I didn't have an understanding of some of this. I just didn't know what it really was in the depth of what I was experiencing.
yeah.
So over the years, I've helped a lot of people. I still do. And it's part of what I'm here for. But I myself personally am a bit of an outsider, even though I have a lot of people I love, but I'm a bit of an outsider. So being an outsider, that is someone who wants to know more. I want to ask more questions. So I've always gone deep, and I've always, even through my experiences of what I've had and what I've seen myself before I got to OBE, I still ask questions all the time. I just feel like I've been put here to remember everything in
Mm,
this, especially
mhm,
in this time, in this
mhm,
lifetime I've chosen. Because for some reason, this lifetime, obviously, I've decided that everything that I've had gone through in my nearly 60 years, I'm 58, so I have no trouble saying that. um, I just felt it wasn't enough for me. It just didn't give me enough love, enough understanding of myself. And so over those years, I realized now I'm looking back after contact with this stuff that there was experiences I was having when I was younger as well, which I didn't understand because of the religion base that I was in.
all right.
So through all this, I started asking, where do I go to find more? What's real? And so I was sort of bobbing around Googling like everyone does. And I believe in things happen for a reason. You line them up for yourself for a purpose. And what started for me is that when I started Googling, funny enough, up popped Doris J. Wright in my
Mhm,
feed.
right.
Now, those that stand around us, mine are a bit cheeky and they do like to throw stones and throw things at me that are good for me all the time. So I saw it and I thought, I wonder who this guy is. What the heck's this about? I know about NDE, near-death experience. I know a sort of minute topic of OBE, but I didn't know it in depth what it was. My husband has had an NDE 20 odd years ago, and he walked out in hospital. So I know a little bit about leaving the body, but it wasn't until I saw Darius. Now, I don't go and watch people unless I feel something from them. It's an energy, it's a frequency and alignment. For me, it's got to resonate. I think the reason, before I even watched him, the reason why I was drawn to him is that he has a little bit of a similar energy to myself, where you could feel the truth of him, that he was peaceful, calm, and there was a truth radiating out of him. And you don't see that a lot, right? So, because there's a lot of, to be honest, there's a lot of shite on the internet. Let's just be truthful about that. It runs the shite reel. Okay. So I went and watched him, and I spoke to a friend of mine about it, and I said, there's something about this guy. Now, my only concern was, what was his belief system? Of course, what was he really talking about? I wanted to be very careful. I didn't want to get trapped into anything again and create more identities. So, yep. So I went into him and I watched, I think it was 2. And for some reason, it wasn't even about all. It was a topic. There was something he was saying in amongst talking about out-of-body experiences that made me feel like, shit, I think I know that. It was like something familiar for me that came out of that. So I kind of started there, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll go and see if he's got a group or something that I can learn from him. The other thing I liked about you guys is that you always say, don't follow us, we're not gurus, we're not teachers, we're not this and that. So those words resonated as well, because I certainly wasn't looking to be led. I'm not a led type person.
Right.
I'm a very individual. So I started there basically, and then listening to what he was teaching resonated. It was almost like, I got to do this. So I got a feeling out of the topic OBE of my heart started to pull. So I don't know if you ever get that, where you get this pull, and it's like a desire, and it's like you got to run with it. You got no choice. You know what I mean? Yep. It's that pull. All right. So that's how it started for me. So I went through his protocols, and I think you already talk about protocols and things like how to go through those and how to learn to get out of the body. So I started with that, and it took me probably about 8 weeks or something. And I think the reason it took that long for me to get the protocols right is because I was getting excited all the time. I'm like a child, something new, right? So I got to run with it. So the very first thing I think for me when I realized that something might be happening and that his stuff was actually true for me, because you, in this sort of anything you want to learn or you go and do, unless it's working for you, unless it's really working, I mean like truly working, not just words, that you're really feeling it, ditch it. You know, that's like just chuck it in the bin, basically. It's just, all it's going to do is make you loop, get an identity, think you're in the right place, and it generally is rubbish. It's shit, just to be honest. Right. Exactly. So, yeah. So what started for me is that to be honest, I thought this probably won't work. All right. Because I've seen many things in my lifetime that doesn't work. And I thought, this ain't going to work, surely, because it can't be that simple. Okay. That was my first thing. And I was lying there. So it was about 8 weeks or so. And I laid there doing the protocols. I don't use the music as much, binaurals. I tend to use those during the day or something if I want to. But after a period of time, I didn't use them. I felt them a little bit of distraction for me. I like the quiet because I'm a quiet person. So I laid there, and probably the first thing that started for me when I really did as I was told for once, because, you know, she sometimes doesn't listen, I felt movement in my body. Okay. I felt my legs coming up, and I felt like my arms were moving. Now, after probably 3 or 4 unusual feelings like that, I went, bullshit. There's stuff. No, there's no way. There is absolutely no way in hell. It's not happening. It's got to be me. So, being the smarty I am, I decided to record myself, which is a really good idea. I know people do that. One of the really good things when you're learning to come out of your body, record yourself, even if it's only once. Because once the body movement starts and you think it's you, because you can't tell any difference, right? It's so real.
Right.
I recorded myself because I want to know if I was pulling my legs up, acting like a silly old woman, like, you're doing this like a puppet. Oh, I'm just mucking
Yeah.
around. So I recorded myself to prove it. I want to prove. I'm a proof person. So I recorded myself a couple of times and I realized that I hadn't moved one inch at all. So I had proof. So you couldn't deny that, right? You couldn't go, you're making it up, you
Right.
think you're
Right.
doing. Because once you start learning out of body experiences, it's that real that's going to take you a few times to realize, all right? You're going to think you're going mad. So,
Yes.
yep. So once I watched the recordings, I realized I was moving. And the beauty of recording myself and then realizing it's real, that's when I started coming out. Because now my brain adjusted,
You done got rid of the doubt.
let go of the doubt, any
Mm-hmm.
fear, anything that
Mm-hmm.
I thought in my human brain that it might be a lie was gone.
Yep.
And
Right.
that's when the truth started to enter. Not a belief, but a truth, a knowing. So from there, I still had a bit of excitement I had to work on. I was getting a little bit of that fight or flight adrenaline because the body doesn't know any different. They're the same feeling. So I eventually had to work on his protocols where he tells you about when you get into those places and you're getting into the point where it's sleep paralysis, to just let go. So the beauty of my nature, my personality, is that in the work I do, I can go deep quick. I don't have to practice meditation, getting quiet, getting still. I can do that easily. I was just born that way. So I used what he told us. I went into that place and I let go completely. I still had a little bit of adrenaline, but I let go. And from that, I sat up, sat down. So I went through a period of time where, for some reason, I think I have a love of exiting. I think that's my passion. Because for a period of time, I was just doing exiting. I was just sitting up, rolling out, standing up, waking up.
Yeah.
So I went through that for quite a while.
So let me ask you this.
Yep.
Because
He's
when
gonna
you
go.
said I like
Yep.
exiting, that triggered
Nuts, right?
something for me because the feeling of it feels so euphoric. Is that
Doesn't
how
it?
it felt for you?
Yes, like the best thing
It's
I've
almost
ever
like
had.
drugs.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
almost like
yeah,
doing like
yeah.
drugs.
Mm.
Like, and I don't do drugs, so I don't
No,
know.
neither do I.
I
No,
smoke. Yeah, I
I
smoke
don't do.
weed,
I don't even
but I
drink.
don't do
So yeah,
drugs. Right?
yep.
Yeah. So, but the feeling, what it feels like when you're swaying in your body, and
Yeah, I've
right
had that.
before
The
you exit,
rolling. Yep,
the
yep,
rolling,
yep.
right before you exit, it, I can't even describe that feeling. So that's why I was asking, hey,
Mm,
when you say you like exiting, it
yeah,
kind of made, for a time, I didn't even care if I exited. I just like the feeling of
yeah.
knowing my soul is in my body moving around. That
That it's
feeling alone
true. That it's
was a
real.
lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah,
And I still have bits of that occasionally. Some nights I'll wake up at like 4 in the morning. I seem to be a 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning Exeter for some reason. I've tried earlier, doesn't
yeah. Me
happen.
too. Me too.
Oh, true. Okay,
Me
so it's
too.
okay. That's
Me
normal.
too.
All right. But the rolling, the touch, I touch the floor. I've floated up out of the
Mm-hmm.
roof, through the walls, down into the bed. The euphoria, I realized, because I've been thinking about it for a while, the euphoria is the love. Because once you leave your
Mm-hmm.
body, you enter into the greatest state of love of who you truly are. That's what you
Correct.
remember. So it's not
Correct.
just so
Correct.
much about the experience or the exiting.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you enter and you're truly in your soul body and you're out of the
Mm-hmm.
physical, it's the love that you remember. So it's probably a bit
Yes.
of the love we're chasing. We're like, oh, I just want to hit a bit of that, just to remember that a little bit. So I
Right.
went through that for quite a while, and I still do every so often. I won't have an experience. I won't go anywhere. And I asked myself, why am I doing that besides the love of it? I realized I was doing it because I was enjoying the fact that I was learning. Every movement was a learning process,
Little. Yes. Yes.
little bit by little bit, rather than just go, got to get out and experience something. That's a bonus. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
But until you've
Oh my
got
God.
full control of that soul
Yes.
in your soul
Yes.
body,
Yes.
that's the beauty. That's why I think I go through that occasionally. I need to remember that I am not I'm not a flesh suit, basically. So I loved
Let
that.
me add, can
Yeah,
I
go
add
on.
something to that
Yeah,
for the people who listening? Why that's important? Because
yep,
some people may not get what you're saying when you say you needed to just learn.
yep,
The truth is, we hear stories about other people's experience, and we expect to have the same or greater experience on our first time, second time, or
yeah,
any time.
yep,
And expectation only leads to anxiety because you assume it's supposed to happen, and when it doesn't happen exactly the way you thought it
yeah,
would,
yep.
now it leads to anxiety, it leads to doubt. Was
It
that
does.
really real? It wasn't
Yep,
like what Darius said, it wasn't like what Corey said,
yep,
it wasn't like what Marantha said.
yep,
And instead of just taking it step by step and enjoying every bit of the remembrance, I'll say it
mm-hmm.
that, because you're not learning anything, you're only
No, that's right.
remembering what you already know.
Yep,
And so for the audience who's listening, take heed to what she's saying, because you don't need to operate in a space of anxiety or feeling like it needs to happen right away, or you need to see everything Corey saw on my
yep,
first trip, on my first
yep,
time leaving my body. So yeah, I'm
yep.
glad you mentioned that, because that's a
Yeah,
teaching point for the people who
yeah.
watch the video. But go ahead,
Well,
continue.
yeah, I went through that because you think in the beginning, if you don't finish the whole process a certain way, see,
Hmm.
Darius has given us idea tools how to do this,
Hmm.
but everyone will be slightly different,
Yes.
completely different. Even
Yes.
the way you see things, experience things, get out, it doesn't always follow the nature of the 100% of the protocols. And that's what I had to
Right.
learn. So in the
Yep.
beginning, I had that as well. Oh, shit, I'm not doing that right. That can't be right, blah, blah, blah. All that happened for me as well because I had an
Yes.
expectation of what I thought was supposed to happen. So that's why it took me a couple of months.
Hmm.
I was having an expectation, which created the
Thank
fear and the
God.
doubt and everything else that comes with that. So
Yes.
the very first time that I truly realized I was out was very quick. It was through one of the groups because we're in Darius's group. So when they were setting targeting for numbers and other things like that, I was targeting numbers. So that was the first exit that happened for me, is that I didn't even know I was out. I'd popped out, which seems to be a thing for me. I tend to be one who just pops out and stands or pops out and is somewhere.
Hmm.
So I came out. I realized I was out, but I didn't know if it was what I was seeing at the beginning because I'm wearing a mask and headphones to keep out distraction. The mask, I knew I had the mask and I could feel everything. So I could feel the mask, the headphones, I could feel the floor. It was solid, it was real. So I walked out looking for a number and I'd stuck it around the corner because my husband and I don't sleep in the same beds because, when you want to do this stuff, you need your own space. Let's be honest. All right.
Yes.
You
Yes.
just do. You
Yes.
just do. So I'd walked around looking for the number that I'd placed. I just placed a card and I walked out. It was a little dull at first because I wasn't sure where I was and what I was doing because you're first. And I knew that I could see, which was really strange, but I could only see like a tunnel. So I couldn't see all of my vision because I didn't know what I was looking for, right? So so that was clear, but the outside of me was still a bit dull and dark because I thought my eyes were closed. So I think I'm doing
Hmm.
this, you know. I'm
Right.
not.
Right. Right.
I realised I could see. I went, you derp, you can see. I went, I can't see, I've got a mask on. Oh, yes, you can. You're looking at the table. But I walked around, it was very quick. I hit the table, said, son of a bitch. That's when I realised I was out. I was awake, out of my body because I said son of a bitch and I felt the table. Now, the table,
Yep.
bizarrely enough, was more real than
The
here.
real table that's there. Yep.
Real table. Now, lucky for me, it didn't hurt because, as we talked about a long time ago, I've had these experiences where I feel things. That's just part of my ability. So when I'm out of body,
Yes.
I can feel everything. But this time, thankfully, it didn't hurt, didn't feel that, but I felt everything else like I'd hit the table. And that's what woke me up because I said, son of a bitch, got excited, wonder what the hell was going on, woke myself up. So you got to stay really focused and calm when you get out.
Yes.
That's one
Yes.
of the
Yes.
main
Yes.
things. So that was my very first experience, was targeting, when he set the targeting for group. The big one, the very big one that I really, really realized I was out, was that I did the rolling, done everything else, but I'd stopped and I thought, oh, it's not going to happen. And I said to myself, if you move, so help me, do not move, do not open your eyes, do not say a word. So I was pretty focused, right? It's like, if you move, I swear, no, don't you dare. This is your chance, because you're moving, you're rolling. So I'm rolling, doing everything else. Next minute, I'd popped out and I was standing in the room, in the bedroom. And I was like, so when you're in that state, you've got to stay calm and focused. You've got to remember what you're doing. That's very important, so that you don't wake yourself up, basically. So I stayed calm and I said to myself, what to do? I said, I don't care. Just keep walking. Do not look back. Do not wake up. Don't look at your body. I didn't want to look at my body, because I didn't want to wake myself up, basically, because it was really the first. So I went to my door, opened the door. I realized I could feel the door. I could hear all the noise. So to be honest, I thought I was awake. I couldn't tell any difference.
Yes,
I had a quick,
yes.
no difference whatsoever. So I looked to the side, thinking I'd woken up husband and dogs and things like that. And I looked and went, they're not moving. I said, go, go, go. That's a bit like the military. Go now, go now. Like, so I walked through the doorway, opened it up, closed it. And I stood there for a minute. I went, no, I've got to be awake. Maybe I need to pee. No, I'm awake. Damn it. So I went through the next door, walked into my home. Everything was still the same as it is now, no difference yet. And I walked through that and I looked around and I went, I'm out. I've got to be out. But I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of those where you're in the same place.
Because you're in the same place.
You are literally in the same place.
The realm has not changed because you left your body. The realm
No.
is still the same.
Still the same. Still the same.
Some small differences or stuff.
Yeah, some things might change.
You're manifesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Where you are is where you literally are when you come out of your body. That's crazy that you said that.
It is. So the other thing I want to put into that too is there's a lot of things in belief systems, things like that when you leave your body, that you become angelic something, or special, or glowy, or Right. Now, forgive me, because I do swear a bit. I realised I was out, I was still the same arsehole I'm always am. I'm the same person, basically.
Welcome to soul to soul. Welcome to the soul to soul testimony, because we can curse, you can talk out of your ear.
You can just be yourself. It is the truth.
The same asshole here as I am on the other side. It's all the same. Nothing
about the same.
Changes. Yeah.
I thought the same. The only difference was I felt I was a little calmer, so I didn't have those erratic emotions that we have here. So your nature wasn't with you in that aspect. So that was not there. Yeah.
Correct.
So I had a bit of a laugh about that. So I decided, where are you going to go? I said, I don't know. So eventually I zipped and went out the back of the house. Now, when I went out the back, we've got a 2-story place. There's a pool out there. And I thought, go to the pool area, because you're out there all the time. That's a direction you can follow. So go where you know. So I went out there. Now, the only thing that was different is the pool was slightly different. She'd shifted a little. So it had more water in it. And a lot of my experience that I've had, I've realised I've had 20 experiences that I remember. I've been writing them down. I didn't realise I'd had that many. I thought I only had a handful, but I'd had more. Yeah. So when I went, every time that I've come out in that way and I've exited out the house and gone out the back or over the veranda, I've realised that I always exit through water. Now, I didn't know until I went back and watched Darius to find out why. And I've had that before in other things, and like visions and things, right? Exit through water. So I knew that exiting was I'm going to go through water at some stage. So I expected it. Didn't happen there. But when I left here, one of the very first experiences I had was I set an intention of where I might want to go, wasn't sure, but I was going to head for the soul records because I want to know a bit about myself. All right?
Yes.
That's my first. Yes. I want to know, can I find out who I am? Is there any information that's important for me to know? So I flew over the fence, out of here, didn't see where I went between the house and the next stage, but I ended up landing somewhere. And when I mean landing, I mean Superman style. You know,
Right. Yes.
plonk.
Yes.
So
Yes.
right. So I fly a bit by the looks of it. So I
Yeah.
flew, and I ended up landing in what looked like another town. The ground, I could feel every blade of grass. I ended up in an empty block of land, right? So I landed. I could feel every blade of grass. I could feel the dryness of the soil, the dirt. So I was still in Australia, obviously. And I was like, I can feel that. That's bizarre. And I said to myself, just keep walking. So I kept walking. And then I went to an area that was water. So I knew that was going to happen because that's what I was thinking, obviously. So I ended up going to an area of water, and I said to myself, keep walking. I walked into the water. Now, when I first walked into this stage, into the water, it was murky, and I had a lot of fear.
Okay.
Now, the reason I've got had that fear is because when I was little, I got sucked out into the ocean. Lucky I'm still here, right? Rolled out. Man
Well,
saved me.
You're not lucky. You agreed to still stay
I
there.
agreed. Yeah.
You
I don't remove that
wasn't
word,
you was
smarty.
you
All
was
right, we'll take
you
that word
wasn't
out.
going you wasn't
No,
going nowhere.
no, I
You
wasn't going
needed to
nowhere.
be here.
I
You
need to be
needed to
here. I
be
wouldn't be
here.
doing this
Right.
otherwise. Yeah. So that fear of water was obviously still in there somewhere in my mind. So when I was in the water and saw all sorts of strange things, mostly just fish and things like that, but it was the depth of the water that I was obviously afraid of because I couldn't see anything.
Right.
I said to myself, I remember Darius saying, command of soul, stay in the command of your soul. You are the command of all things, blah, blah, blah. So I said to myself, there's nothing here I need to fear. And in that moment, everything cleared. Like, I'm not kidding. The relief in me when I saw it all go, it just left.
Yeah.
It did nothing to me. It didn't touch me. There was no so-called issue or problem. I was just seeing the thoughts that I had in at the time. So that was a beautiful experience. To release a level of fear was a big deal, you know. So then I looked up through the water and I knew there was something above there. So I went through the water, up, out, and I could see the cosmos and the universe. And in that moment I went, I'm going to the soul records, don't forget. So I headed out. So I went out as far as I could. I didn't go to the void per se. I was still in obviously the constructs here in this level 1. So when I broke through that, I looked out and there was all these different buildings and different places and weird things looking. And I said to myself, just head to a place. Just go to the soul records of how you see them. I ended up really oddly, I don't know why, but I ended up in a 50s style cafe. Who knows? God knows.
Yeah.
So, you know, the mind's a funny thing. So I saw it and I saw the doorway and I knew I had to enter the doorway. So I just said to myself, keep going, just keep going, keep going. So I did enter the doorway. Now, when I entered, one of my things in my life that I've had to learn for obviously probably many lifetimes or just this one, who knows, is to speak for myself, not to have fear, the will of my soul of why I'm here and what I want to learn and experience. So I've always been the person who keeps the peace, be nice, keep the peace, don't speak up, you know, all that jazz, because that's what you're taught especially when you go through Catholicism and religion, don't have a voice. And so for me, when I entered, there was people in there that I needed to face. Whether it was this lifetime or whatever lifetime, it didn't matter. They were just people that were in my thought space. So I realized in that moment too that thoughts are real. All right. That your how you talk to yourself, how you feel about yourself, or what's been programmed in you is real. But it doesn't have to live in you. You don't have to take it on. You don't have to believe it's real. And that's very important for healing, for experiences, whatever it may be, is to know thyself. So that was one of my first things in my soul records, was to face that within me that has been put in by others of how I should think, feel, walk, basically. So I remembered what Darius said about that, about the gods, as you say, and to push through. So I just said, get out of my way, basically. And they left.
They left. Yes. Yeah.
There was no fighting, no attacking, no confrontation, no nothing. The room went quiet and they just walked away, which is important information to do with what you believe. So for me, a lot of my experiences have taught me what you believe will be so. And Yeshua talks about that. As to your belief, it shall be done, right? So,
correct.
yep. So that ran through me as to my belief. So that's when I was able to walk through it all. And the room expanded a bit. And then I realized that when I went in there, there was information that was written on the walls for my future. So there was a message there for me that I'd left. Once you break through here, this is where you can go. And it told me even a time frame of where I'll head, how I will feel, the people I will meet, and how different I will feel and be within myself. And that's happening in the last 6 months. And that's what they told me, 6 months. So that was correct. There was nothing about the message that was incorrect whatsoever. It was 100% correct in every way. So that was beautiful. And I remember being so happy. So I walked out of there, traveled out. And then I said to myself, I wonder what else is here. And I looked to the left and here was this massive crystal-looking cube. It was beautiful. So I guess that is the records themselves. I didn't get a chance to go there because it was a fairly long experience for you first, really. I've been there a long time with all this, Right. So I remember looking at it and going, I'll return. And then I woke up. So that was my first real emotional experience of finding myself. And that's when the change began. So it's been nearly 2 years, I think, since I joined Darius, because I'm in for my second renewal, so it must be. So it's taken all that time to hear, especially in the last 6 months or longer, probably even nearly a year maybe it could be, where that change has really come in for me, that my desire to know myself is greater through love. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So the next one I had, which is I think we spoke about, which had a very big impact on how I see everything, all things, was I don't remember floating out or rolling out or anything. I seem to be just popping into the moment. It seems to be the way I like to do it. I still would like to come back and do the rolling and all that because I do enjoy that. But I ended up, this is where I realized that, again, thoughts are real, judgment, all the things that Darius talks about, how important it is to understand these things through your experiences. So I'm realizing that when I have an experience, it's not the fact of where I'm going to see, it's what comes back with me.
Right.
What information, what knowing that enters in me when I return. Yeah. That's the important part. So this one was I was out a little while as well. I popped out somewhere. Now, before I left, I set the intention. I actually asked for a guide to come and help me. Please, someone come and help me this time. I just think I need to be pulled out. Someone come and pull me out. Now, over the years, I've had a lot of things where you're pulled out, dragged out, float out. You feel like someone's got hold of your legs, all that sort of jazz. So I've had to learn to relax, that there's no problem there. Because in the old belief system, they teach you that you're under attack, but you're not.
Yes.
So if someone pulls you by your legs out the bed and you're sliding out the blankets, you're just exiting. There's nothing wrong. So I learnt all that as well. So someone came, a little woman, only tiny, long dark hair, lovely woman. And the funny thing is before we went anywhere and she came to me and grabbed hold of me, she grabbed both my hands. I could feel her. Like she was, I could feel her skin, her warmth, everything. It was no different than if I'd picked up my dog here. It was amazing. She never said anything. She was very quiet. Obviously, we didn't need to have a conversation. But she's the one that got me out that day. So I'm aware of a name she had, but she's obviously a guide that's been around, or they come and go occasionally to assist you if you ask. So I said to her, I just want to experience something that will help me right now. Help me to understand what I'm having, why I'm having them, and not for the point of, like I said, the experience itself, but to bring something back that will help with the change I'm going through. Because to be honest, since I started and I met Darius, I am not the same person that I was back then.
You definitely will not
whatsoever.
be.
I will not, definitely don't feel the same. So this is one of
Right.
those parts that changed me. She came to me, we exited out, we walked through obviously the house, we walked through the wall, doorways, all that sort of stuff. And then I got to a point where I entered a place that was full of all these people. Now, when I was there, I realized that I could hear every thought that they had. I could pretty much see every thought. I didn't experience their thoughts or what they were thinking. I was just present. I was there. So it was a lot of noise. You could hear everyone's how they felt about themselves, what they were thinking at that time, what they wanted in the future. It was all that just mundane type thinking. And I looked up because I thought there was something going on in the room. And I thought, what's going on here? And I looked up and all their thoughts had manifested on the wall. So it's like graffiti. Their thoughts were manifesting in real time,
Mhm.
physically, right in front of
Mhm.
me. And I looked
Wow.
around and I went, do you guys know that your thoughts are real? Because I'm seeing them. So it was a beautiful experience, interesting experience. I did have one or two energies that were wanting to come in. One lady wanted to come in because I'd heard their thoughts. They weren't happy about that because,
Mhm.
thoughts are private. And she said, oh,
Yeah.
I think this lady's similar to me. And I just said, I am, but I've got things to do, can't stay. So I wasn't there really to judge it, deal with it, worry about it.
Mhm.
They weren't
Just
mine.
observe.
It's just an observer. So
Mhm.
then my guide came in again, grabbed my hands, and we walked around the corner to the left. We walked through someone's house. Sorry, whoever that is, but it happens a lot. This is where you got to be moral, authentic,
Yeah.
all that jazz,
Yeah.
because it's not your business what goes on in other people's homes, right? So I
Correct.
walked through their home. Sorry, hello. I could also see their thoughts. They weren't talking to each other, but I could hear the conversations they were having between each other that they weren't aware of. So it happened again.
Mhm.
So I just observed that. I didn't get involved. It's not my business. We walked around the corner into a room, which was their bedroom. And then we walked into the bathroom. And next we walked through their wall together. And I walked into the void. And everything went
Mm.
black as you can imagine.
Black can be.
A black beyond
Correct.
black, right?
Black beyond black. Yes.
Dead quiet. You knew you were in consciousness, but it was a consciousness that was peaceful and was
Mhm.
just existence itself. So there wasn't all this, you go to the void, all the stuff happens. It was just a place that you existed. So I knew I was a part of it. I could feel it all through me, but I knew there was nothing here to do. It was just a place
Right.
that I'm passing through.
Yeah.
So it was lovely though. It was very beautiful. She stayed there in the void for some reason, obviously her choice, and she made it clear to me she can't go any further. I'm like, okay, I accept that, no worries. So she stayed in the void, and I knew I had to keep going, and I kept going forward, and I looked up. And as I looked up and was just at the edge of the void itself, I'm like, this will be interesting because I had no idea what's going to happen here. It could be nothing, you know what I mean? As I entered the edge of the void, this golden energy, like a massive portal, started to open. Now, when I say massive, it was there's no words for some of the stuff you see because it's larger than life.
Mhm.
It really is. So you can't say it was like 20 foot or something. It just kept
Yeah.
expanding.
Yes.
Now, this was a golden liquid frequency looking stuff where it merged and it moved and it was conscious. And when I looked at it, I was like, well, what the heck is that? So as it kept expanding, because obviously it went on forever, there was no beginning and no end, that I realized. Same with the void, no beginning, no end.
Right. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, eternity. So
Yep.
as I looked up, there was, I can't really say beings because they were and they weren't. Some of them had wings, some had none. They were
Okay.
just form, really, if you think about it, just energetic form. So they weren't
Mhm.
like you and I. They weren't from a realm or anything like that, I think. Still yet to try and figure out more. But when it opened up and I saw them within this place, I said to myself, where do you think you are? Because when you're out of your body, your experience can be different to other people. So you got to ask the questions. Where am I? What is this? Ask, because that's how you'll find out for you what you feel it is. So when I asked, where do you think you are? It went very quiet. It was very beautiful. That I just remember it felt like time stood still because there's no time there. So time doesn't exist. Yep. So when I said, where do you think you are? I knew in my heart. I said, I am in the beginning of creation.
Yeah.
I get goosebumps just reliving that because I'm visual. So as I'm talking to you, I'm opening it back up and I'm seeing it. So I get goosey. And I said, but what does this mean to me? And I realized that it was the creation of all things from the beginning of, can't even say time, but the beginning of what that is. And in there I saw all of creation. So I knew in there was no judgment. There was only love, because that's what I was feeling from it, love. Everything that was being created in there was created for a reason and a purpose, and it was not for me to judge it whether it was correct or not.
Correct.
So from that love, I received the greatest love of realizing that judgment doesn't exist. Bingo.
Welcome.
I know, right? Welcome home. Yeah. And I just watched for a while. And as I said, they're all merging like a gold liquid. It was beautiful, merging in and out. So it's obviously just energy. But when I looked around to see if there was anything before that, there was nothing before that. It was just, it's not even thought. There's no thought. There's nothing that we think, right? There's nothing how we see it that exists here. It's just creation. It's just love. And the reason it was merging into itself and flowing like that is because it itself knew that it was just creation. There was no judgment within itself.
Yep.
Right. And I just stayed there for a moment because that was a bit of an eye-opener. And what it did for me, and it still does, and for those that have energy will feel me right now because I'm in that place. I can feel the warmth running through me, the love from there, because it remembers you when you remember it, right? I no longer had the judgment of what's right or wrong, good or bad, light or dark, because we ourselves, not only from there, but we created that as well. So what right do we have to judge that which we've created? Because we deem the purpose behind it should be under our perception of how we think it should behave or be. Creation just is, it just flows. So I came back with like a non-judgment. That's when the shift really started to happen for me. That's when the change really started to come in, where I knew that you cannot go to those places like that and come back the same. Exactly. It's impossible.
Yeah, impossible.
Because now you're in absolute pure love and truth. There is nothing else.
There ain't nothing else. And outside of the realm of judgment and time and space, you understand that you just are.
You just are. Yep.
Like it's no, I'm not looking for a reason of why I did this or a reason why I experienced that. I just am.
No.
And once you get, because I've been to the void, and once you've been in the void, now I didn't stay long because fear crept in. This is like one of my first few times. This was when our group was going to the halls of a mentee. We were targeting the halls. I started out in the void and I got scared. So I yelled out, take me to the halls of a mentee. And that's how I got to the halls.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure what it was. It was just a darkness I had never experienced. And I was so new to it. I didn't even give it time to feel the love that I should have been feeling. I was so like, hey, I got out. My thoughts were, we're supposed to be targeting the halls. So let's go.
So you already had that intention, basically.
Yeah,
so
I already took the intention.
Yeah.
So I didn't stick around, but
but the void is the first. The void is the first place of non-judgment anyway. So you're already there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you enter the void, mate, you're there anyway. So you know.
Anyway, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, when you say that changed you for that.
Yeah.
That's where you and I resonate probably the more than anyone I've met up until this point in this space.
Yeah, it gets you emotional because I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're there. Yeah.
And when you understand that there is no right or wrong, good or bad, none of that stuff really exists, how do you operate in this realm where all of that stuff exists when you know it ain't real, when you know it's not real?
Exactly.
You know it's not real.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, coming back from that place, even though you changed, it's not easy.
It ain't easy. It's not.
The mind battles that you go through,
Yeah,
seriously,
yeah.
because what happens, you come back here with that feeling, which I still have every time I revisit it or talk about it, I go back there again. So you get topped up. But when you come back here and you see everything that's here in this realm, where do I put that?
What do I do with what I know?
What do I
What
do
do
with
I
what I
do?
know?
What do I do? Not with what I believe, what I
No, it's
know to
not
be
what I
true.
know. Yeah,
What I know to be true.
yeah,
And why is what I know so different from what I'm experiencing right now? Like
exactly.
honestly, that's why I didn't want to be here. I was
I went through
like,
that. I went through that. I was
yeah.
hopping out.
And most people
I
do.
was like,
Yeah,
I'm
most people do.
I'm going. Stuff it.
I'm going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there in
I'm glad.
December.
And there was a reason no being presented me with the option to stay, because at that time I would have took it. I know
Yeah,
I
I would
would
have too. Yeah, I didn't
have.
see
I would have
anyone
took it.
give me an option either. So
Nobody gave me the option, and I think it's because my
they knew I
soul
was
knew.
serious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my soul
yeah,
knew I had work to do. I had things
yeah,
to do.
yeah,
So yeah, no,
yeah,
I 100% know how you feel.
yeah,
It almost makes me emotional thinking about
yeah,
it, because I'm
yeah.
almost can experience what you just told. I can see it like
Oh well,
literally clear as
we
day.
would have gone there together while I'm
Yeah,
talking about it. We would have
for
sat
sure,
back in the memory for sure. Yeah.
for sure.
And
So
it
yeah,
excuse my language, but it mind fucks you a little bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
To
yeah,
remember to remember all things.
yeah.
See, I expected it was. I got exactly what it should have been.
Right.
But when you come back here into where you are around others,
Mm-hmm.
um, in your
Who aren't awake.
life, who
Mm-hmm.
aren't awake, who think you're nuts, um,
Mm-hmm.
or have a belief system that you yourself have been around,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a feeling within you, which is the emotion that we're feeling together of knowing. Once you get that realization that everything you thought you knew is not correct.
The
It's got the
decades
bullshit
of
radar,
knowing, bruh,
decades,
the
lives.
decades lives of not remembering,
Yeah,
and then in one protocol
yeah,
you start
changes everything.
remembering, oh, this shit is not even real. Like this ain't even, I mean, it's real, but it's not
Yeah,
even the extent of reality. This is the smallest piece
yeah,
of what reality truly is.
yeah.
That shit is a mind fuck. It is,
It's a
because you
big
still got to
one.
come here. You still got a husband. I still got a wife. We still got stuff going on, pets, bills, all this
Yep,
other shit that
yep,
literally means nothing. Even your family and friends, they don't mean anything. This is just an experience y'all having together. On the other
yeah,
side, that's not your husband. it's not. That's not my wife. That's not my kids. That's not.
mm,
And once you understand that, it's like, how do I come back here and pretend when I know it's pretend?
yeah. And that's why I wanted
So
out,
it's tough.
because I couldn't
Yeah,
pretend
yeah,
anymore. The
yeah.
pretending,
Couldn't pretend.
well, I wasn't really pretending. I just didn't remember.
Didn't remember exactly.
And
So which
I created identities so I could cope
correct.
with that. That's
Hmm.
all.
Correct. Correct.
So now I'm without
Correct.
identity, if that makes
Yep.
sense.
Yep.
I'm truly who I am by being there. And that was the one out of I've had others, but that was probably the most impactful one.
Hmm.
That's when I came home. That's when I
Yeah.
really truly came home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can tell you
I
how I'm getting out of that. I'm still going through
okay.
it because it has an
Oh,
emotional impact.
hold
Yeah,
on,
go on.
hold on.
Yep.
Before you go there,
Okay.
it's something I want you to talk about, because given current the current news of disclosure and stuff, you mentioned to me that you've seen Realm 2 beings. And I wanted you to kind of tell me
Oh
about that
yeah,
experience,
yeah, yeah,
because I've
sure.
seen some
Yep.
and you've seen some, and I obviously
Yep.
know Darius and other people have seen these beings.
Yes,
Um,
yes, for sure. Yep, we can
And
do that.
so just tell the people about that experience, because I want
Yeah,
people to know that when
yeah,
this
something at,
disclosure hits,
oh,
this
it's
is not
real.
just some bullshit. This is like stuff
No,
that
we're not airy
really
fearing
exists.
our way through
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
no, no,
So,
no, no, not at
okay,
all. So
no,
what?
all right. So, I've had quite a few because of my abilities. It's normal for me. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the biggest, probably the biggest beginnings was about, God, I'm not even sure now. It might be 5 years ago. It's been a while. I lose time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that I was hopping out of my body. I didn't know that, because see, when out of body experiences are not just protocols. You can have them other ways. You know, I have them a lot, and my latest thing now in the last few months is dream state, popping out in the dream state,
Yep,
awake,
yep,
popping through
yep,
the dream bubble, as Darius talks
yep.
about. So
Correct.
I was doing that before as well, but I didn't understand. I thought I was just maybe having visions, or that counts as well. Visions that happen as well. But
Yep.
this one was, well, I've had a couple. I've had what is known as, I've seen the Lyrans as well, the ones that you're talking about. But there's
Okay.
others that the very first two that came to me is uh, what are called Pleiadians. They're
Okay.
they're tall. They're generally feared here. There are dark-haired ones. There's others from different parts of those realms, because there's many kingdoms in there, as you know, so different
Mm-hmm.
places.
Correct.
But these ones are more the ones that people talk about with the long fear here. They're gorgeous beyond belief. They're literally perfection and creation. Like, you can't even
Yeah.
give them a word of how beautiful they are.
Yep.
And they glow and glisten. So for me, what happened was didn't realize I was lying there. I'd obviously gone into sleep paralysis, drifted off, and next minute you talk about things that, well, it doesn't freak me out because I see it, but some people might freak them out, where these people walk through my wall, and I was in sleep paralysis at the time, so I was aware. I thought I was awake, but I realized I was asleep. Aware awake zones. I was sort of in between coming out of sleep paralysis, but not fully deep in there. And these people walk through my wall. Now, I'm used to a lot of things, but that was bizarre because they were clear as I'm looking at you. They glowed.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
sparkled like they had glitter. So I called them the
Yeah.
glitter beings, because I've had an
Yeah.
incarnation with them through the Palladian system. I've been in that realm as a Palladian. That's where
Okay.
people say to me, "You're definitely Palladian because you got that silliness." Yeah, okay, I'm 5, righto, 5 years inside. But anyway, so I'm a child, and one that swears. But they walked through my wall, and they stood in like a V. So there was a few of them. Oh, I don't know if they were just dramatic, but they actually walked through my wall. Now they had on these silver-looking skin suits.
Mm-hmm.
Very revealing, thank you very much, but not in a way that we think, but revealing as in it's literally
Skin
their
tight.
second skin. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
they must travel or move around and things like that. Now, at first I thought it might just be holographic, or they sent an image, and they could have, but it was too real. I could have
Mm-hmm.
reached out and touched them. That's how real they were. And they came in. They sent a vibration. A lot of time when they come to you, it's telepathy.
Yep.
It's mind to mind for a lot of things when you're out of body, especially.
Yep.
And they looked at me, smiled, and I knew them. I knew in every fiber of my body that I knew who they were. And they were just
Uh-huh.
coming to say hi, basically. So
Yeah.
I asked who they were. They explained a little bit of who they were. It was the glow, I think, about them that threw me. It was how incredibly beautiful their frequency or energy really is. So when people talk about auras and frequency and things like that, they glowed. They were so
Yeah.
bright. They were so bright when they wanted me to see their true form. They were that bright that their form slightly disappeared in the light. That's how bright they were. And
Yeah.
it was all these fractals of colours, like looking at a mirror ball when it throws colour in the room, the rainbow. There was all these lights that were just fracturing off them as part of their frequency. So
Uh-huh.
obviously they're extremely beautiful in every way. And they just said to me, they were also the planet, but they were also on a vessel somewhere. They were traveling. They were traveling
Mm-hmm.
through. And it was just time for me to see them. Time for me to say, hi, this is who you are. Do you remember? So they thought it was extremely funny. I was like, funny for you, but what the hell? So I just enjoyed that moment with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they stayed for a
Okay.
fair while, all right? They didn't give me any great knowledge, great knowing. They just wanted me to see them. They just wanted to
Mm-hmm.
say, hi, we're coming. So it's like a
Mm-hmm.
preparation for my mind so that I could handle it, basically.
Correct. Correct.
The other ones that came, which is not probably about a year ago, is what is known as Arcturian. They're blue. Everyone talks about blue beings. So I don't know if you've had that experience of the blueies. Okay. There's other ones that are slightly blue, but these Arcturians are blue. They're the most beautiful blue you could even describe. Like, it's beyond beautiful, right? The colors that you get out of body are so vibrant and true. Oh my God. All right. So when one of them first came to me, I saw her. They've got a little bit of a slightly bigger head, so much love. She popped up in front of me just like I'm looking at you. So it was just her face.
Mm-hmm.
She said nothing. She just sent me a feeling of, I'm coming back. And she left. The next time that they came, there was a gentleman that came, because I don't even know sure if they're male or female, really. I sort of questioned that a little bit, if they're a bit of everything. They're sort of like just energy.
Hermaphrodite.
Yeah, maybe, or something like that, because they all look so beautiful as well. They're very high cheekbone, very beautiful porcelain skin, but it's blue. And when they came, this was a true out of body with them, where they came, because I was already used to seeing them by now, because they'd already visited. They came to me and they said to me, we've come to assist you, prepare you, help you to adjust to seeing us, and many others. I'm like, cool. I'm like, cool bananas, trying to stay quiet. Don't get excited. So I was like, okay, I agreed to that. And they came and got me. They asked permission for everything. They worked on my neurological mind and my body so that I could adjust my frequency. So you got to raise your frequency to be able to communicate.
Correct.
And so they worked on the neurological mind. They worked on my nervous system, and they made it very clear. I could see them working with technology. I could see them doing all sorts of things. So it was really cool. Then they said to me, asked if I was okay now. I said yes. And then they took me out of my body, off this earth, into a vessel, actually in their realm, into a ship. Now, so I actually got to have that experience. So when they took me in, it was the vessel itself is definitely conscious. So it's like light frequency. You can feel it all. The energy on where I walked through, you could feel like it was moving. Like it was just energy itself. So they walked me through out into an area that they were obviously working in, and they wanted me to know why I was here. Now I thought, typical human, it's going to be cool, I'm going to fly a ship, right? Child. Yeah, okay. Can I fly? No. They didn't respond, because they're like, probably just went, just ignore it. So I remember walking through. She's a child. We're used to her. Another one came through, was a bit taller, and she felt feminine. She had a title with her. She called herself Ambassador Aria. The gentleman that came to me, his name was Orik. So they had names, but they're frequency names. They're not names like Bob and Joe. And it's a different thing. They're not Bob and Joe. Totally different. They earn their frequency. They earn their name by the knowledge that they hold or they carry within them, type of thing. So I said to them, why am I really here then, if you've taken me out like this? And when she came to me and she touched me, I could feel her. I could feel every aspect of her. Now, she didn't feel like you and I. There was a totally different feeling from them. So they got me to sit where I was. They got me to put my hands down on where they are, because when they're in their vessels, they use consciousness to move. So they don't sit there with a joystick, and they use frequency to travel, right? They use telepathy. The ship is programmed for their frequency, for who they are. It's all very personal. Yep. And they it's not that they earn it, but that's the only one I can think of. Their frequency earns their ability in a way. And I thought, wow, I'm going to drive a ship. I swear to God, $50, I'm going to drive a ship. I got a bit like that. And they told me to calm down. So I did as I was told, calm down. And they said, we're going to take you somewhere. And I went, I wonder where I'm going. They took me out of the ship, out into the void, out into all of existence. Now, I couldn't even tell you where the hell that was. I can't say I was near this part of the realm, or I was near a planet. I had no idea. They didn't even, it wasn't important to them for me to even give a duck's nuts where I was, So I went out there. Now, the whole purpose of shifting me, my frequency, working on the mind, everything, was so that I can have communication with them and I can adapt. But they wanted me to, I said to them, well, I know who you are because I've seen you before, but what is this really about? They wanted me to know who they are and how they work with the universe.
Mm.
So the technological side I'd already been shown, but they wanted me to know their frequency, who they were. Now, I've heard a lot of things about Arcturians and things like that, but what they showed me was very similar when I went to the void, to source God energy. They said to me, we are connected to everything. And they wanted me to feel it. So they touched me and they said, you are going to feel who we are. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for that. They filled me with the greatest love, the greatest peace, and I knew by them touching me how I was connected to everything, just as they were. So their energy, you're expecting them to have an identity. It wasn't an identity. It was a knowing.
Right.
They knew about the void. They knew about source. They knew about all of it.
Yep. Yeah.
And they said, this is our knowledge. This is who we are. So they said, pretty much we're explaining that once you leave this realm and go into other realms, these beings are truly aware of creation, their place in creation, their knowing of all things. So that was really interesting. I've seen a couple of others. I think there might have been a Syrian that was on there, but I wasn't sure. I've seen some Lyrans. I've had similar experience with Lyrans, mainly just their presence, nothing else. The Arcturians were the ones that took me up and got me into that place. So I've had this feeling from not just myself, but I've had this feeling from other species as well, round two. And when you see them, they are as clear as I'm looking at myself in the mirror. They really are. But they didn't speak.
Yeah, that's what I experienced with the Librans. They didn't
Did
speak.
ya?
They just
No.
kind of presented themselves.
Yeah.
And I got scared, so I told them to move. And then they just stepped aside and let me keep going.
Okay.
But yeah, it's funny because I tell people, like, most of the experience I had, even seeing my mother, my friend, the Lyrans, it wasn't a lot of talking. It's more just knowing. You just knew.
Knowing.
Like, you just knowing. Like, it's not you need to tell me anything. I already knew. Like, I knew in the moment when I saw the Lyrans, once I told them to move, as I'm going past them, I knew that was what this was for, so that I could understand that I have command. That was what that whole experience was for. It was so that I could face something that I knew would scare me. And then instead of me getting scared and getting sucked back into my body, I voiced my command and my autonomy and my power.
It was eternal.
And it brought home what Darius told us, which is no soul can harm another soul unless that other soul believes it to be true. And so that was the personification of what Darius said. Because Lyrans aren't little, they're not man-sized beings. These are 9-10 feet tall beings.
Huge.
They're huge. Like muscular man body with a lion's head or a cat's head, and you looking at it like, I can't fight you guys. Or at least in my mind, I can't, because I think I'm Corey from Realm 1. I could have been appeared to them as a Lyran.
More than likely, 100% you're already a liar, and that's why they've come.
They probably was like, "Hey, you're our cousin. What are you doing over here?" Like,
hey, bro, you're like, get out of my way.
Get out of my way. Because I'm like, hey, I don't know y'all. Like, and so,
sorry.
That was interesting. You had those experiences, and I just wanted you to talk about that. Because of the disclosure that's coming.
They're real.
We're soon going to know that not only are they real, but they've been with us. I think what I see the disclosure being isn't some spaceship, although that's part of it too, but not just some spaceship showing up. It's going to be the disclosure that these beings have always been here. And
that's right.
They're able to work with stuff, and they're working with governments and people, and now everywhere. Because there is a shift from our slumber to an awakening state, which is not just for us but for everyone.
Yep.
I think they're here to assist with that shift. And you're
Yeah.
gonna see, I feel like disclosure isn't gonna be about little green men from Mars coming here, although
No.
Martians could be presented. Point
Yep.
I'm making is they already here, they've been here the whole time, and it's
Yep.
just part of the,
We are them.
right,
We are
right.
them. Yeah.
So that's where I
Lyron.
kind of was like, I kind of
Yeah.
wanted to keep it first
Yep.
kindergarten level, but truth be
Yep.
told, I don't personally believe in the we all came from one group of people theory. Like, I don't
No.
believe that.
No.
Uh,
No, I don't know.
we are absolutely all different because our
Mm-hmm.
physical forms were shaped by different beings.
That's right.
The aliens probably shaped a certain group of people. The
Yep.
Anunnaki shaped a group of people. The reptilians
Yep.
shaped a group of people. The
That's right.
Arcturians shaped a group of people. We've
Yep.
been having visitors, people come here,
Mm-hmm.
and our and just truth be told, our perception of history is wrong. Like, we think
We judge
there,
it all.
yes, we
Mm.
think we came from hunter gatherers and spears, but
No.
I'm starting to understand we never were that. That
Well,
is just
I can give you an idea of that, to be honest.
right. Yeah. Go ahead.
20 years ago, when I first entered into what is meditation, what is my ability, I had a moment, which now I was out of body, and I told my husband, and he was just like, holy shit, where I was sitting here when it was originally formed and nobody was here. I was in this realm in its original creation before life existed. I'll never forget that. That's one of the biggest one I've seen. Where I didn't go looking at trees or anything like that.
Okay, got it.
But where I was, I knew that I was at the beginning of creation. Now I know it's a construct. Didn't know then, of course.
Correct.
And my husband proved it actually scientifically because they discovered this was true. So I knew I didn't make it up. I thought I'd made it up. That all the cosmos, the sky, everything, there was no moon or sun. It was just the universe, stars, and they were right. So if that was where I was sitting and it was beginning of time, that everything was right up against the beginning of time of the creation of here. So it was right there in front of me.
Right there, yeah.
So when you look out now, you go, oh, look, the stars are out there. But now it's like looking, they were right here, right in front of me where I was sitting. Right. So the creation was right there. No divide.
Firmaments and all of that stuff.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So I've seen a bit of that. I haven't seen all the trees and stuff. I think that came later. I mean, right in the beginning. It probably might have been behind me for all I know. I didn't turn around.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because there is no beginning. It's all just exists. And so
I've seen that existence.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you saw that. I'm glad you mentioned that too.
It's something I'll never forget. That was one of my very first, like, what the hell was going on here? So now I look back and I know what was going on, but I didn't then. And it didn't freak me out or anything like that. And it was the most peaceful moment, one of the most peaceful moments I had 20 years ago. I was sitting watching existence of the creation of this realm. And there may have been others, there may have been things going on behind me, but I was so intrigued of where I was that I just was just focusing on what I was seeing. And I was mesmerized by everything. So now it makes sense that you're telling me. I went, oh, I didn't even know that. So I've learned something today.
Yeah.
I was seeing before the realms were probably encased as constructs, perhaps, maybe.
Correct. No, probably.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the thing is that because we live in a construct, there is a beginning. So let me not say there's not a beginning. There is one because
there is a moment for sure.
There's a moment that it started because they created it. The 13 souls created it.
That's right. See, that's the other thing too, because I know you've had some of those unusual experiences. So, without ego and stupidity, could have been one of the creators experiencing its own creation in the beginning.
We all come
because we all are, right? We all come from one of yes. That's right. Yeah, interesting. It just ran through my mind by what you told me the other day. I'm like, oh, hang on a minute, talking about creators.
So how about this? What if all of us are just one of the 13 experiencing life through every single realm and kingdom there is in the construct.
I can give you evidence of that too if you like. I've had some stuff.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, right. All my life, as long as I can remember, probably not when I was younger because you don't think of things, but most of my life, even through my teenage years, I used to say this really weird shit. And I said it to my husband when I first met him, and he got it. But I said to him, somebody once got me in trouble. We're just creators in a petri dish watching our experience. And the reason I said that, because I used to get this image of this petri dish, which is the construct. See, it's all adding up today, right? I just went, oh, for fuck, do you hear what you just said? I went, yeah, I do now. Here's this petri dish, which is very similar to some of the construct stuff I've seen. I'm looking down on an experiment. I say it's only an experiment in a petri dish. We're just watching what we've created. I used to say that all my life. In the end, I stopped saying it because people look at you, especially when you look and go, it's nuts, like keep your mouth shut. So I've said that for as long, and I never understood it. It was just something used to come out of my mouth, and I used to see and think and things like that. But I used to see this round dish, which is the constructs. Far out, fuck. See penny drops, right? You just don't realize what you see.
Listen,
I'm just mesmerized by that fact.
When I was taken out of the construct and I seen our construct in the middle of this room.
Yep. That's right. You had, I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Go
something in me said, am I one? And I talked to Darius about it. He said, well, maybe that's your workshop. And I was like, but wait a minute. This realm was in that workshop. So I'm like,
that's right.
Shit, am I one of the 13
could be
experiencing it through
its
the
own
eyes
creation?
Of Corey? Yes, experiencing my own creation through the eyes of Corey in realm 1. And then there's so-and-so in realm 2, in a kingdom in realm 2. And then there's another female that I am in another kingdom in realm 2. Because this is the thing. People think of this as a straight line out, like from realm 1 to 13 out of the construct. But the truth is, it's up, it's out. It's every which direction you can ever point, and the starting point is you as a soul.
Correct. Yep.
So you're literally in every realm, every kingdom. There's a version of you in every realm, every kingdom, in every construct.
Yep.
And there are infinite amounts of constructs.
Correct. Yep.
Because what is God? Omnipresent.
Yep.
Well, if the characteristics of God is omnipresent and ye are gods, then we are omnipresent. We're everywhere. There is no time, so there is no past lives or future lives. It's only parallel lives.
Oh, that's why you can have your OBE. That's why you can go wherever you bloody want.
This is why you can go and be in other people's bodies, which I have experienced.
Yep.
And be in other situations that look totally unfamiliar to you because you exist in all these places at the same time.
I've seen, I had one last night, parallel life.
Yeah.
I could feel the people. Like, it's just nuts. You go, this is nuts. But it's true. I even know that when I've already spoken about when my mother passed away just recently. That's on my YouTube channel. People want to see that. But the thing I should have added in there is that my husband's niece passed away only a couple of days after, so around the same week. I didn't see her, but I was taken out of body to her experience where they celebrated her life. They were singing. They were joyful. Because I could hear this noise, and they were taking me. They come and got me actually and took me to wherever that was. And I remember hearing all this noise, and it was like, is that music? It was like tone, frequency, something. It was unbelievable, actually. I even notes that I couldn't even repeat.
Right.
And when I entered down there, I said to them, why am I here? What is this? And they said, we wanted to show you that we celebrate those that decide to go home.
I'm home. Yeah.
And they were singing.
So let me ask you this, because I'm glad you brought that up, because that brings up another interesting topic. Don't you find it interesting that we react to what we call death totally opposite
to them,
the way the other side reacts to when we go home?
It is the biggest celebration that you can even imagine. The joy that comes out of them. They
it's like,
are.
Oh, you back home.
It's
back
like an
home.
angelic choir.
Correct.
Yeah, well, that's because we've invested so much within each other. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
deny grief. I don't deny anything, actually.
yeah. Of course,
Yeah,
experience it all. You're here
but
to experience it.
yeah, but between my mother and then seeing her as well, what it was like, the joy in them
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah,
They don't
yeah,
grieve. They don't grieve
yeah.
for
There's no
us.
grief. Yeah,
No, they don't have
yeah.
that. You know,
Because,
it's bizarre.
and I tell people this because they are not viewing it from the perspective that we view it from because they're
No,
outside of time.
they are.
We're here waiting to see them again. They're
Yeah.
not waiting to see us again. When we leave to go
Nope.
home, it'll be like we never left. It's
Nope.
like, oh,
It's a
you're back.
moment.
It's like
Yeah,
you
I
walked out
like.
of the door and you
Yep.
walked back in the door.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, you're
That's
back.
right. Yeah.
Welcome back home. And like,
But it's the
so
biggest
they
event for them ever.
correct,
Yep.
correct.
Absolutely biggest
And it's
event
funny
ever.
because even the Bible talks about that. The Bible says you're
Yep.
supposed to celebrate when someone dies. You're supposed to cry when children are
Yeah.
born. Like
Right. Okay.
coming here
Yeah.
is sad.
Yeah.
Leaving here is a joyous occasion because you come here to
I didn't
experience
give you the
all of
word I
the
used for that. Yeah.
contrast. Right,
Yeah.
this shite is how
Shithole.
you would say.
Yeah.
You're right, that shite. But yeah, so
Yeah. No,
man,
that's
listen.
right.
So
Yeah. Beautiful.
um,
Wow.
it,
And the
I
other thing I
love.
wanted to ask you too, we didn't figure
Yeah,
out
go
was
ahead.
the I want to put it on here in case somebody goes, I've seen that, because
Okay, go ahead.
we're not doing this because we're the only ones who've done it. There's so many people who've
Right,
done vast amounts
exactly,
more than I've barely put my toe in the
exactly.
pond, basically.
Right,
So if there's
exactly.
anybody that has seen this, please let me know. When I popped out once, we talked about the day, I saw myself laying in a field of silver liquid
Silver
consciousness.
liquid. Yes, you
Yep.
did say that. Yeah.
Yep. In case anyone can tell me, please message me, Ranthro O'Rourke, if you have been there and you know what that is. I haven't figured that out yet, but I was
Yeah.
lying in silver liquid. It was conscious. It was all I could see was my face, and I was all. It wouldn't be the firmament, would it? Now I'm thinking about it. It's
I
not the
don't know.
coming through process. That
Listen,
just ran through my
it could
mind.
be. It could be. So anybody who's listening to this
Yeah, anybody that
video,
knows,
if you
God.
have had that experience, let us know in the
Yeah.
comments because we
Yep.
definitely,
We're
I'll
trying to
get you in
figure it out.
contact with
Yeah.
Marantha so we can figure out what
Yep.
that was that she
Yep.
experienced because I haven't
Yeah.
experienced that.
It was
Like as far as
peaceful. It was
liquid silver.
quiet.
Yeah.
Liquid silver. So it was similar to the source experience,
Liquid
but I was
gold.
laying in it.
Ah, maybe you were coming through the firmament.
Just
Ah,
wondering
that's
now.
interesting.
Mm.
Interesting. Because when I came through
Okay.
the firmament, I came through a star, like a portal.
Yeah. Okay.
And if somebody was on the other side of that portal watching me come through, did it
Yep.
look like liquid gold as I was, liquid silver as I was coming through? I don't know. That'd be a great thing to find out.
It
So
would be a great
yeah,
thing to find out.
if
Yeah.
anybody has experienced that, definitely
Please.
reach out and let us know because
Yep.
I'm very interested in find out
Me
what you
too.
may what you may know about that.
Is it a
But
realm? Is it the
yeah,
firmament? Is it
yeah. Is it
is
the
it a
other
place we
side of the
enter into of
portal? Yeah,
existence? Portal?
correct,
What is it?
correct.
What
Yeah,
is it?
what
I haven't
is
found
that?
anyone who can
Yeah,
tell me yet. So yeah,
yeah,
please help me.
yeah,
Help me
yeah,
find that
yeah.
out. God almighty. Yeah,
But
that's pretty
listen,
cool.
Marantha, I just wanted to tell you, number one, thank you being
You're
here and
welcome.
sharing your stuff.
Thank you for
We
asking.
are 100% going to do a part two, so don't
Yep,
even worry
yep.
about it. You got so
Yeah, there's
many more
heaps. I've got about
stories,
20
that
written
I
down that
want
I
to get
remembered.
into. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we might do a whole series with you, just like you
why not?
give us 5 and then give us
Yep,
5 more.
yep. I'll
But
be here for
I
half
want
a
to
day. Yeah,
right.
it's gonna be
I
forever.
want to thank you
No, thank you.
because I resonate with your experience because it is very, very, very similar to what I've experienced in the out of body state. A
Yeah, I
lot of
watched
what
one of
you
yours the other
say,
day, and I went, "Oh my God,
right?
that's similar." Yeah,
Yeah,
very similar.
like
We've
when
had a
you
few.
said, like even in the beginning when you said you just pop out and you just appear places. That's how
Yep.
it wasn't the last experience I had, which was maybe about a few weeks ago. That's
Mhm.
the first time I ever rolled out of my body.
Oh,
Usually the
okay.
times I either floated out and stood up, or either
Yep.
I just was standing up next to myself, or either
Yep.
I was
Same.
already at the place that I was
Yep.
trying to get to.
Yep.
But the one that I did out was and I'm gonna do a video. I'm actually gonna do a video on it. I talked
Okay.
about it in our group thing, but I'm gonna do an
Hmm.
actual video with some imagery so people can get the gist of it.
Yep.
But I literally rolled out and fell on the floor, and I could feel the hardwood because my floors are wood. So I
Yeah.
felt the
Okay. I've only had
hardwood.
that
I
once.
stood up,
That's it.
right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's the
all.
only time I've ever done that.
Yeah. Okay.
And so
And you saw yourself?
your
Did you saw
oh
yourself,
yeah,
didn't you?
oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because
I've got a question before we finish. Did you? Okay.
mhm,
This is because I know what I
yeah.
felt when you looked at yourself. Did you have any attachment whatsoever?
No, no.
Me
I already
neither.
knew that's what you was gonna ask me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't
It's
even.
none.
It was just a. It. I knew it was me. I
Yep.
knew it was me sleeping because I
Yep.
knew what I was doing. I knew I had left my
Okay.
body. I
Yep.
knew it was me.
Yep.
But it also looked like another version of me. It wasn't me
Same.
because me is out here. I'm
Yep.
here at the door about to. So
Correct.
what happened was I opened the door. Like we got one of those door handles that do like this, like a
Oh,
long door
yep.
handle. You pull it
Yep.
down like that. So I pull it down like that and open the door, and it was dark in my room because it's dark at
Mm-hmm.
night.
Yep.
But it was so much light emanating from the room that I
Around
was
you.
going into, which
Mm-hmm.
wasn't my normal house.
Right.
So I went to a whole that my door was a portal. I went to a whole nother space.
Wow. Yep.
But the light from that space gave me enough light. I said, let me turn around and look back.
Yeah.
And I turned around, looked back, and I saw myself sleep with my eye mask on.
Yep.
Because when
Right.
I first came out my body, I thought I was in my body because I thought I had an eye mask on.
Yeah, I've had that as well.
You know
You,
what I
you can
mean?
still feel the mask. You're like,
You still feel the mask, like,
I even
wait,
gone out and
what?
going, I might make a coffee. Obviously, I'm awake. I've done
Right.
that. Yeah.
And so what happened was in the mask, holes started open up, and I was able to see. And the mask
Yeah.
basically just disappeared.
Yep. That's what happened for me as well. Eventually, just opened up. It was just a
Yeah,
tunnel to start with. Yep. Okay.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So it was
Yep.
a
Yep.
tunnel, and then it just
Yep.
kind of opened up, and then I could see everything. There wasn't no mask. But in
Well,
my head, I was like,
my body
am I?
looked at me. I don't know if you've had that. I've only
Oh
had
no,
the
no, no.
once. Oh,
That probably would creep me the
she
fuck
opened her
out.
eyes. She opened her eyes. I'm just like,
Oh shit,
bitch, what the fuck? It's just like,
right?
what the hell? Like, what the hell? Why is she? How the hell has she opened her eyes? Like,
Oh,
that's
no.
different.
And
But
and if she
I didn't have any attachment to her. It
none,
meant
none
felt
whatsoever.
nothing. No.
It, this is how I know if I do have to leave here and go home as far as through the death process,
Hmm.
that it's not going to be the same for me as near death experiencers or people who still asleep.
Yeah,
Because now I
exactly.
know exactly what it feels like to know that's not me.
Yeah, me too.
Like I know it. So there is
Mm.
a show I've been watching, and I did it with my group, and I'll send you the video so you can see it.
Yeah. Tough.
You probably can see it if you go to the last Soul Family meeting. That's
Number
videotape, the
12.
last one.
Yep.
I think that's it,
Okay.
episode 12. In the beginning, I showed a video from a show called American Gods. So there's this
Oh, yes, we
video.
can get that. I saw a bit of that yesterday where you showed
Yes.
the doors
So
because I messaged you. Yeah, I've seen the
yeah.
doors. We'll talk about that
So
another time.
exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, we will. But
Yep.
it's interesting how they show that. I resonated with it because I know what that means to not know you out of your
Yeah.
body and turn around and be like, what's that? Like
What's
you
that?
almost like, what's that? Like
Yeah.
I'm me. That's
Yep.
not me,
Yep.
right?
That's how I
Because
felt.
I'm me.
Mm. That's
So
right.
there was no attachment whatsoever when I seen myself. I mean, I've seen myself 3 different times.
Yep.
The first time we went to the halls when I was coming back into my body.
Oh, okay. Well, I've not had
Um,
that.
I
Yep.
was in the halls and I turned and there was this black tunnel and I'm looking at the tunnel and on the other end of it is me
Yep.
sleeping on my couch. And I was
Wow.
like zoom in and I don't know if you've ever done I call it the soul zoom. Like you
Yep.
zoom and immediately you are like really close to
No, I
it.
haven't had that yet. But yep,
Yeah.
I know what you
Oh, I
mean. Yep.
did that with a girl. I
Okay.
was looking at her face. I was looking at a
Yep.
girl's face and I zoomed in on her face. And next thing I can know, I can see every pore in her
Wow.
face. That's how close I zoomed in. But
Incredible.
I saw myself. I was like, is that me? And I zoomed in. Next thing you know, I was back in my body.
Okay.
The other
Wow.
time is when I
Okay.
came out. I floated out and I walked around my house, and that's when I seen the beings in my house and stuff. But I had
Yep.
when I walked in my house, I turned and looked on the sofa because I kind of scared to look because I just wanted to get away from my body.
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
get sucked back in, so I was kind of
No, me
like,
neither.
And then I saw myself sleeping on the couch. But
Yeah.
every time I've seen myself, it's almost like you just looking at somebody else. There's no attachment to
No
it
attachment
whatsoever. So to
whatsoever.
answer your
No.
question, yes,
Okay.
none
Because I
whatsoever.
thought,
None.
am I supposed to feel that? Because it was absolutely, yeah, no attachment, no,
But it
not for
because
any
it's not you.
negative. It's
Yeah,
just
no,
like, just
no. It's just not you.
wasn't me. Wasn't
It's
me. Yeah.
literally it's
Yeah.
like looking in my closet and seeing clothes in my closet.
Pretty
Like,
much. Oh, look, there's a pair of
cool.
shoes. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how it felt.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it was. Except for when she looked at me, that was different. It's like, stop
Yeah,
it.
that's
That freaks
crazy.
you out.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that
but I
would
could
have
handle
freaked me
that.
out like
No, I've seen so many
yeah,
different things. And the other
yeah.
beautiful thing before we go is that
Mm,
I want to bring in as to your belief,
mm-hmm,
because every experience I've had has been of love.
mm-hmm.
All this thing of that, oh my God, if you leave the body is going to be this, and oh my God, if you leave the body, you're going to get attacked, and if you leave your body as an entity, oh God, list
Yeah,
goes on.
yeah.
Only exists if you believe
None
it
of
to be
that exists.
so. I've seen
Exactly.
proof of that. I've
Yeah.
never ever had a problem. And only one thing I had a while ago, only a few days back, where I saw what might have been, but it didn't belong to me, that belief. I knew that. But I dealt with it in a way of love.
Yeah.
There was no need
And
for
that's
anything else.
and the thing is, if you go to the other side and you do see something dark, which or what you would consider dark,
What you consider
the
as, yeah.
best way the best way to operate in it is outside of
Your belief for a
judgment,
start. Judgment.
outside of judgment, and
Yep.
in love.
Yep.
And whatever it is, I've seen dragons, I've seen stuff like
Mm,
that, and I
yeah, I've
didn't.
seen a
It's
dragon.
scary looking. You looking at it like, fuck, that's a
Because they're so
dragon. I
big
seen it
for a start.
because it's
Yeah.
huge. I seen
Mm,
a dragon swallow a whole city, and that shit was
holy
like,
cow.
oh,
Yeah, that's
okay,
tripping.
that's crazy.
That's a bit
But
crazy.
at
Yeah.
the same time, I understood like now because of Darius, and I'll give him all the credit in the world.
Yeah.
So if
No,
you're
he's been a
watching
great
this
help.
and you really
Yep.
want to know, you need to go
Yep.
to the
Yep.
DariusJWright.com
Yeah.
website, read the
Do it
mission
properly.
statement,
Yeah.
do it properly.
Mm.
I tell people it's worth the money.
It
It's
is
worth
worth the
it.
money. Changed
It's worth
my
the
whole
money.
life.
It changed
Mm.
my entire experience here while I gotta be here.
Yep.
And it's worth it. Every single penny of it is worth it. I done spent more
Yep.
money on things that I don't even have anymore.
Yeah. Exactly.
And this is something that has changed my life. So I tell people every time I get a chance, I tell people like, hey, don't try to save money here. Just go learn it from
Use it for your greatness if you can. That's
correct,
how I see it.
correct,
You know.
correct.
Yeah.
Listen, learn the protocol and use it for whatever you want to use it for.
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
not here in
There's no
judgment
rules.
of
Mm-mm.
whatever. It ain't no rules.
Mm-mm.
If you
No,
want to use it to make yourself rich, go learn it.
that's your
Earn
choice. Yep.
the numbers on the lottery. See if you can
Yep.
find those numbers. Play them.
Let us know. Yeah.
Let us know if you want
Sure.
to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, but why wouldn't you use this knowledge to make your experience here better? That's the whole point. It isn't this altruistic I'm love and light, which what we talked about before. It's not this
Yep.
altruistic I'm love and light. I need to
No,
be
it's
nice
not.
to everybody. I need to
No.
never worry about money. I need to never
Mm.
and again, you don't need to worry about those things. But at
Mm.
the same time, if you desire those things, go get whatever you desire.
That's right. Yeah. Don't deny
Because
your experience. Yeah.
that's the purpose of being here
That's
is
exactly right.
to experience what you desire.
That's
And
right.
so that's what the experience becomes when you stop sitting in the passenger side of your life and
Mm.
start sitting in the driver's side. In the
That's right.
passenger side, it's like I'm just dealing with whatever comes.
Yeah.
But you didn't come here to just deal with whatever comes. That's a forgetful state mentality.
It is. Yeah.
Once you
It
know
is.
who you are and what you are, oh, I ain't just here I'm here to shape what I'm going to experience, not just deal with
Mhm.
what I'm experiencing. I'm here to
That's right.
shape it. And
Yeah.
so I'm learning that. And again, I'm
They give you
not,
this greatest
we,
love. Everyone's looking for
yes,
love, right? They
yes,
look for it in everything,
yes,
a belief
yes,
system,
yeah,
whatever. Pick it, you
yeah.
know?
And
Mm.
all love is just calm and peace. That's all it is for me. Like it's
That's all it is
no,
for me.
It's
There's no
just
highs and
love. It's
lows in
just
it.
calming.
There's
It's
no
no
highs
highs
and
and lows.
lows.
It's just peace.
Mm-mm. Just
It's
being.
peace in just being,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So
That's the greatest
again,
service you can give yourself, is to just be.
yes,
Yeah.
just be, forgive yourself, don't judge
Forgive.
yourself, and just be.
No,
Just be.
no. I
Just
tell people all the
be.
time, when you're at your worst, don't
Mhm.
judge that.
Don't
Go
judge it.
through it. You're going
Yeah.
to go through it anyway.
Go
So
through
what's
it.
the point of
Yes.
fighting it? And come back to love
Right. Come
when you've
back
had
to
enough.
love. And let me
You
tell
know what I
you,
mean? Yeah.
even if you're in the hog pen of your experience for a time, because we
Yeah.
all going to be taken there.
There's all moments. Yeah.
The question is, how long do you want to stay there?
Yeah.
Because you can bring yourself out of all of it. And
Yeah.
I'm living proof of that. Like,
Yeah. True.
just even in little stuff. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm having a disagreement with my wife, I had a disagreement with my wife the other day, and I
Mm-hmm.
sat there in my chair and just started meditating, and my spirit spoke to me. My soul spoke to me. It's like, this is, you did this XYZ. You need to apologize for this. You need to
Yep.
approach it this way,
Yep.
and it's going to change. And
Yep.
my soul told me the reason why you had this experience with your wife is because you've been having negative thoughts all day, and now it's
Ah, there you
manifesting at
go.
home.
Gotcha.
You've been
Yep.
having
Yep. Shitty thoughts.
negative,
Yep.
shitty thoughts about
Yep.
everything all day.
Yep.
And you've
Yep.
allowed yourself to be in that frequency. And
And we
now
do
it's
it.
manifest.
We all do it.
We
You're
all
never
do
going
it.
to look, even through all this, you're not going to be that perfect human that you're looking for. Because not only is it boring, but what's the point of it? You're not
But
having
you
your
didn't come here to
experience.
do it.
You
You
didn't
didn't
come
come
here to
here for
lay
that.
down. No, that's right.
If you
But just
wanted to be
return.
perfect, stay home.
Just return.
Right.
And the
Right.
other thing is too is that by what you did, this is what they're telling me, by what you did, what you just experienced a couple of days ago, by doing it that way, now you're in service to her as well with love.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And you're
I'm
helping
glad
her
you
grow.
said that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because now
Love them as they are.
and let me tell you too, another piece of that is why she was angry at me.
Yeah.
I was okay with that because I said to myself, you did that. Don't judge yourself for what you did because you did that. So she know what anger feels like or
That's right.
irritation feels like.
Yep.
She
Even though they
needed
don't
to
like
feel
it,
that
but
in
it's
that
true.
right.
Yeah. They're like,
And
you're a
because
shit.
we
Yeah.
all have these
Mm.
moments where we're irritated or angry,
It's
and you think
normal.
it's the other person or they
Mm.
did something to you and caused this, when the
Yep.
truth is you needed to experience that. That's part of why we're here.
That's right.
So
That's right.
then immediately left a space of self-judgment. Like I'm sitting
Yep.
here like, oh man, I could have been a better person. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't.
Yep.
Then I was like, okay, you beat yourself up enough.
Yep.
Remember,
Start again. Yep.
Start over,
Yep.
but remember,
Mm-hmm.
you did what you did because she needs to feel what she needed to feel.
So that she knows what love is after.
So that she know what love is. Thank you. So that when you do this thing that I'm telling you to do now, she gonna
Yep.
know what that's like to remove herself from feeling a negative energy all the
Yep.
way back to love.
That's exactly
And
right.
that
And we ebb
whole
and flow all the time to learn that.
and we do that all the
Mm.
time. I
Yep.
tell people all the
Yep.
time, the key
Yep.
is not to get too high or too low.
No.
Just stay
No.
in that little
And the ebb and
wave,
flows.
ebb and
Yep.
flows of life. Be a
Yep.
casual observer.
Yep.
The things that happen to you are just clouds in the sky. You are
Yeah.
the sky.
Yep. That's
And
right.
just stay, observe these things, let them
Yep.
come, let them
Yep.
deal, let them come,
Yep.
have the experience, feel the way you need to feel, whether it's
That's right.
anger,
Yep.
happiness, love,
Yep.
hate, whatever,
Yeah. Don't be in
and then
denial.
let it pass. Yep.
Yep.
And then let it pass through
That's right.
just like a cloud in the sky. So
And you'll
I'm
find at the
learning
end
to
of it
live with
how
that.
good you feel eventually.
Yes,
I
yes.
said, I don't care if you go through the worst of things and it takes you 5 minutes, 1 hour, 6 months, a year. It
Yep.
doesn't matter.
Don't matter.
The
'Cause ain't
thing
no
is, you
time
will
anyway.
come back. You'll come back. And if you can't come
Yep.
back, go and talk to people that can help you return.
That can help
They can
you
remind
return.
you of that. That's all you need. Sometimes you just need,
That's it.
you don't need anyone to fix it or fuck
Mhm.
it, to be honest.
Yep.
Fix it or fuck it with their own belief system, because quite often people's belief system will stuff something. You just
Correct.
need someone to see you, sit with you, let you go through
Mhm.
that, and then remind you that you can come back. And
Yep.
sitting with someone who
That's it.
knows that, which is a lot of what I do. So sitting with someone who knows that, they'll give you that peace because they're not
Yeah.
they're not where you are. They're the observer. So the observer can give you the love you need to
Yeah.
remind you. So
Yeah.
it's very powerful.
Yeah.
So
Listen, you just said we're gonna end it on that because I
yep,
don't think there's
we'll
a
end it.
better way to end it because
No,
that was so powerful what you just
thank you.
said. And Marantha, like I said, 100% we will be doing this again
Yep,
very soon.
wonderful.
Anybody who's looking for you, where can they find you online?
Okay,
And I'm
well,
gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in the
yeah, put it in
description.
the
But
commenty
go ahead.
things. I've just started my out of body YouTube channel, which is
Okay.
Out of Body Experiences 8888. My other YouTube channel is Marantha O'Rourke 8888 because it's just easy for me to remember because I brain fart. Or just on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. You can catch me through Facebook Messenger. That's the easiest. I can always send them to Teams if they want a link. So that's pretty the only places I'm around. I just float in and out of there. So yeah, if you want to come see me, come and see me. I do work behind the scenes. I've helped thousands of people to get to this place. I'm a little different now in the last year or two than I have been. So a lot of what I help people with is not what they're used to getting from me over the years. So just be aware of how much I have changed and my role. I can help you with anything. I can help you experience galactics. I can tell you who's with you, you know. I can do it all really in that way. But my main goal now, on top of that, because people come to me for certain things and then it ends up into other places because that's just how it is. I want to bring people back to what I felt, where I've been.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change you. I'm not going to make you believe anything. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. So if you're going to come to me for that, forget it. It's not going to happen.
Right.
I ain't your boss. You know what I mean? I don't want that responsibility. But I can remind you by where I've been and how I've changed in the last, well, actually, it's probably less than 2 years, but 2 years when I started with Darius, I can give you back what you have forgotten. That's all. So I'm not giving you anything you don't already have, really. I'm just a mirror of a reminder. So, yeah.
Good.
But if you want to talk to galactics and go off world and let jazz, I can do that too. I can do lots of things.
Good.
So, yeah.
Good.
So lots of
And
people want to know that. They really do.
Yeah, no,
So,
and we're gonna connect more on that too because
yep, cool. Happy to.
some of the
Talk
things
to
you
your
tell me,
Lyrans.
it gives me, there we go. And some of the things you tell me, it gives me that inspiration to want to practice.
Go deeper.
Because sometimes I'm kind of like, I'm cool. I know what I'm doing.
Mate, I had this is how you and I parallel a little bit. When you had that 2 months where you felt it was a bit quiet and not much happened and you got a bit shits, I went through that at the same time you did. That's the weird thing, right? Yeah. But the other thing is too, you'll have moments where you don't do anything at all. And I know why. I used to get a little bit shitted off. I was like, oh, come on. You know, I realised that you're bringing out so much information. You're waking up so fast that you'll burn yourself out. You need the rest.
Yeah. Yes.
You really do.
Correct.
I don't know if you've ever had it where you felt a little bit of that burnout because you're so keen and you're exhausted for a week. It takes you a week to recover. So, take it slow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take it from Marantha, you know. All right, well, I'll let you go. We'll be here for like 8 hours. Yeah, okay.
But
thank
again,
you.
if you want to follow Marantha, she's giving you
Please
all her
do.
stuff. I'll make sure I put it in the description so you can follow and reach out to her.
Yep.
But
Come and see me.
thank you, Marantha, for being
You're welcome.
here. Thank all you guys for watching.
Thank you for allowing me to come. I'm so glad I met you. It's been it's been exciting. It's exciting. Yeah, it really is.
Sure.
Because there's not a lot of people that you can share that with because unless they're living it or experienced it, they can't have that conversation, you know.
They don't even know what you're talking about. They can't
no, it's a foreign language in a way.
What you're talking about.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right. Thank you. So thank you, everyone. Nice to meet you, and we'll see you again.